Hey guys, welcome to this week's Raw and Uncut. We are 2 men down. One's on holiday and one's on the gym floor. So there's me and Aysha today. So
Dream team.
the dream team. See you in a bit. So this week we haven't done one for a couple of weeks, just because it's really hard to get us all in the same room.
Really busy at the moment, aren't we? Like
Always busy.
always busy.
It's really hard to get us all in the same room together. So me and Aysha thought we'd jump on tonight and try and keep it under 10 minutes, because usually we'd waffle on like 15-20 minutes, and I'm well aware you guys probably get bored after 10 minutes. So try and keep it under 10 minutes, and really just to go over what's happened this week at Absolute, questions we've been asked, and it seems to be a bit of a theme at the moment. I don't know why, but these questions seem to keep coming up. Also, I was out last Saturday.
Oh, there we go.
I was out last Saturday and I might have gone into Sample Ali Yalco's Finest Delights, and someone said to me, "Oh, another fan coming in now." So there, mate, it's in a bit.
It's another fan.
Another fan coming in to see me. Someone said to me, someone said to me, get the girl to talk more. So I'm going to try and let Aysha
Get the
talk.
girl. I can't get bloody words in
Get the
it.
girl-
Edgeways of you bloody
The
idiots.
girl to talk more. I'm going to try and get
She's horrible.
No, she's not for it. I'm going to try and get Aysha to talk more on this live stream, so I'm going to shut up most of the time. Anyway, 3 questions that keeps coming up this week. One is plan. So when someone decides to get in shape, they always ask for a plan. So what plan can I do? The reason why I don't like, I'm watching it go off. The reason why I don't like the word plan is because people go on plans then off plans. So when someone always asks, what can I eat? What plans can I get? What food plans can I get? What training plans can I get? I don't like the word plan, because like I said, you can go on plan, off plan really easy. I'm on plan now and then I'm off plan because I've had a shit day.
I think
So-
if you're
Sorry mate, forgive me.
if you're actually like training for something in particular, like I don't know, for instance, like a photo shoot,
Yep.
then it is a plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of food, calories, training. So it will be the same thing pretty much every day. But obviously, if you're like just a normal average person, like guys we train here,
There's like
Everyone's
you
different,
got a
aren't they?
scale, haven't you? And this is the scale. This is the scale. So if you're like massively overweight, you're at this end of the scale. And if you're, say, super lean down here, the majority of people, to get down to where they actually want to be and just start dropping weight, you don't need to have a specific plan. You just need to lower your calories. So just remember that. If you want to just lose some weight, you're at this end of the spectrum, you want to get down to halfway where you're happy, just lowering your calories will enable you to lose weight, being in a calorie deficit, which keeps being banging the same drum. But that is essentially what you need to do. You don't even have to train to actually lose weight. It helps, it creates more of a deficit, it preserves muscle, but just to drop weight, you just got to lower the calories. Now down this end of the spectrum, where you've got the people who want to get on stage, do photo shoots, get holiday ready, say, then you've got to have a sort of an action plan as such. You can look at your macronutrients, you can look at when you eat, what your foods you eat, but that's down this end. For the majority of people, they just want to drop some fat and drop some weight. So being in a calorie deficit and tracking your food, which leads on to the next question, doesn't it?
next question.
You can answer that one.
What's that next question?
Brilliant. So
What's the next question?
again, when we look at tracking calories, I always say if you want to lose weight, you have to track. It's the educational process that we have to go through to get to the stage where we can eyeball food. I've tracked food for years, so I know when I go out for food or when I look at food, I can pretty much get it within like 30 or 40 calories off what it should be as if I tracked it. Now, what people don't track is 2 things which are one of them is highly calorific, one of them people just don't track anyway. And it sounds really anal that you have to track this, but it is essentially if you want to actually know how many calories you intake. Now, over the week, these 2 things can account for a hell of a lot of over the week, this can account to a hell of a lot of calories. So one is the oils that you use in your food. Coconut oil was like bashed around so much over the last few years 3 or 4 years, coconut oil,
Burns fat.
it burns fat. It's bullet coffees, but it's highly calorific. So if you had a teaspoon of, not a fan, if you had a teaspoon of oil, it's around 96 calories. Some people might be going, it's more than that, but yeah, maybe
roughly around that.
Around 96 calories a teaspoon. If you have 2 meals a day, or sometimes 3, and you're using oil, that's like over, well, let's say close to 300 calories extra in just oil. Now add that up over the week, it's a hell of a lot of calories that you're going over, and that's the reason that you might not be losing as much as you like.
It's like the same with sauces and that as well, isn't it?
Sauces,
like Tommy K and
Tommy K.
Mayonnaise. There's literally people with salads like blast it on, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
Mayonnaise, it's horrendous high calorific.
Like, and then they just think, oh, it's flavouring me food, I'll eat it. Sort of thing.
Track it. If you're gonna eat it, you don't have. You can eat it. You can eat all these foods and all these sauces, but make sure that you track it.
I think when people go on sort of diets, they think they need to be eating rabbit food, but the whole weight loss is pretty much easy, isn't it? To be honest.
Yeah.
In a certain sense.
If you want to get down to where, if you want to just start from fat, weight loss is quite easy.
Just cut back on the food.
There's so many. It's like I said to you earlier on. There's so many complicated systems out there. So I won't mention them, but there's so many clubs out there that will complicate a calorie deficit. So like I said to you earlier on, that if I come up with a diet, it's now called the Chris Reeves diet, and the Chris Reeves diet is you only eat between 6 in the morning and 8 in the morning, and then you only eat between 7:30 and 9 at night, and that's called the Chris Reeves diet. Now you're going to lose weight on that because I've just limited your food feeding windows. I've limited the feeding windows drastically. You normally eat all day. The Chris Reeves diet, you limit your feeding windows. Now, that person will do that diet, they'll lose weight on it. They'll tell their friend that the Chris Reeves diet's fucking awesome, I've lost weight, how did you do it? Oh, he just limits the window. He just basically, I can only eat between this in the morning and that at night. Why is that? Oh, I don't know, but he loses weight. It just gets passed on. People become reliant on that system, and when they go back to normal eating, they will come back because they become reliant on the system. Now, if you want to just drop weight, drop fat initially, all you have to do is make sure those calories are limited. Limit the calories down, track what you do. Another fan. Limit the calories down and make sure in a calorie deficit. It's that simple. But second one, going back to the 2 things, is milk. Milking coffee, milking teas. People go,
black.
You do black. I can't stand black coffee. So again, if I am dieting and if I'm on a plan as such.
You are, aren't you?
Not plan. If you pour your milk, people say, how do I track milk? If you pour your milk into a jug or a bottle and you measure out 200 milligrams a day, and that's what you use for the coffees, you know you can just put in MyFitnessPal 200 milligrams of milk, and you'll be surprised how many calories that actually equals up to.
Especially if you're using full fat.
Yeah, I always use full fat milk. I can't stand the rest of the milk, so it adds quite a lot of calories.
But almond milk as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I never didn't use it. I don't like it really. It's a bit of a tangy taste to it. If you add those 2 things up, when you do it, do me a favour. Do an experiment for me. Just add your cooking oils and your milk in, and let me know how many calories you've actually had from today, which is Friday evening, until next Friday. I bet it's in excess of 1,500 to 2,000 calories extra that week.
That's a lot over the week.
Some of you will do more than that. It's an extra day and a half of food, just in oils and milks. I'm going to leave it there because it's coming on to 9 minutes now, and I'm probably well aware most of you are bored as hell listening to us rabbit on. That's your hair.
Me? I've spoken.
Rabbiting on. And again, obviously last weekend was bank holiday, and it's, like I said to my groups and one-to-one clients, it's bank holiday and it was scorching, and probably most of us had a drink on that weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Could it? You did. It's
You
bank
did.
holiday. I had a little one. I just
Chris met a cat on
It's
his
my
night
birthday and at the stag do.
Jasper
The cat. Follow me home. So you probably had a drink. You haven't gone off plan. All you've done is consumed more calories than you actually needed. So this week you should just limit your calories. Same for the next bank holiday. It's going to be a nice one, I believe. So if you do have a drink, remember you haven't gone off plan. All you've done is just consume more calories than you probably needed to. So the following week, you know exactly what you have to do. Just make sure that you reduce the calories over the week, over the 7 days, not on one day. and bring the calories back down to your weekly amount. Hope that helped, guys. We'll be back next week, next Friday, hopefully with a few more bodies in here.
Hopefully. Well, if you have any questions, you guys, ping us across and we can answer them next week.
Ping us an email or a DM.
Slide us the DMs.
Slide us the DMs. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We will see you all next week. And if you want to drop in for a coffee, an absolute feel more than welcome.
Also, if you want classes, I'm running Saturday Shred tomorrow morning. 10.
Give them a cheeky peek.
You'll give me a cheeky peek. 10 to 11 o'clock. That's pay as you go in here in the room. Basically, I'm
going to pick the first one out, give you a cheeky peek of.
Yeah, this is our new.
Got a new leisure line coming out, and it's the absolute signature range. You've probably seen stuff on Facebook. So this is the two-tone hoodie. It's a polyester hoodie. I'm working on one of the shopping channels. Just phone in now. We've got 10 left and the price drops. This is the polyester hoodie. They'll be literally coming out hopefully next week. We've got them all in the studio now. It's just a case of getting them out, getting them on our web shop, but the pre-orders will happen in Absolute, so I'll let you guys know on Instagram and Facebook when you can pre-order them. Anyway, I'll let you go now. Have a great weekend, guys, and we'll see you next Friday.
See you later.